you're both doctors, right? So when you're doctors,
Yep.
you often talk shop like mechanics. And us lay people sort of sit there pretending we're nodding as though we're knowing. We're not really following. But one thing I think would be really great to hear from you, Doctor, is a description of like homage to how incredible our natural immune system is. I think most people have no concept. They just think it's white blood cells. That's what I thought. So could you fill us in on just how incredible our natural immune system is?
Yeah, it's incredible. It's multifaceted. It's the thing that keeps, I mean, what are we? We're mobile living agents. We've got intestines full of all sorts of shit, to be honest, and the microbes that are associated with that. Why do you think we're all walking around alive with our brains not be infested with germs that are in that stuff going up into our brains on a regular basis and killing us off at a 90% death rate every year? Well, we don't die off at a 90% death rate because we have this immune, which is not being produced by the way of the vaccines, not an immunity it's called natural immunity. And it's there. And the white cell ability to respond is there. And yes, antibodies are part of what happens when we get jiggy with our environment, when we get jiggy with the fact that what's in the sandbox, we get jiggy with the fact that what's in our intestines, and it can be knocked off and knocked off even better as our immune system is really good at recognizing, well, we don't need that stuff around. We'll deal with that. But the antibodies are seldom a big part of the fight. They're the identifiers. If you get hepatitis, there's some antibodies created, but you not getting hepatitis in the future is more based upon CD cells, those immune, their ability to fight and be the fighters, and the killer cells, the natural killer cells and the T killer cells. They are also sensitized by this whole process. So the antibody that shows that, yes, you've had hepatitis in the past is just a signpost. It does next to nothing to fight you getting hepatitis in the future. It's the T cell response. It's the T cell component of your immune system that is the natural killer that goes in fast and does things. And it's been made, those T cells have been made strong by just normal natural exposure. Here's the problem with this COVID-19 junk that had been put into our arms. The greatest drop in white cells that occurs in your body in the 3 months after you get a COVID shot is the T cells. Your T cells are wiped down, are lowered in a massive way by having been injected with this sludge. So the stuff that really matters for immunity, T cell immunity, is what matters against viruses, against parasites, against many things. And it is being harmed jab after jab after jab after jab that you and I and anybody gets beginning tomorrow or the next day. Any ones that you get that have mRNA in it, that is an mRNA based, is doing you harm. It's harming your T cell immunity. And that's why we're getting strep that's running through the nation inappropriately, respiratory syncytial virus that's going through the nation inappropriately. These are not COVID viruses. Hey, strep isn't even a virus, it's a bacterium. But the fact that these ailments are able to happen more easily is because T cell immunity has been harmed by the COVID-19 vax. It's basic immunology. The real serious, knowledgeable immunologists will tell you whether they agree with me or not. And I know they will agree with me, because I'm agreeing with them. The real immunologists who know how immunology works knows that T cell immunity is the crucial thing that keeps your crap in your gut and not going to your brain.
So
And
in
that's being
reality,
harmed.
one of the great propaganda exercises, successes for them, is getting people to not value how brilliant their immune system is, and
Mm.
getting to a point where they think, no, no, because unless you've got big pharma pouring shit into your veins, you literally won't survive in this world. Your immune system is not up to the job.
Yeah, Michael, that was one of the lies that
Absolute
that
bullshit.
that that a shot would be superior to natural immunity. It was never the way. The you know,
Yeah. They want
way
the shots to go in, so they had to tell the lie, right, Paul? They had to tell the lie because they couldn't sell nothing for a price, but they could sell an injection for a price.
Exactly. And because when you think about it, this is a pathogen, you know, assuming you're not thinking that the whole thing's, the viruses don't exist, that you breathe in and it's first exposed, you're first presented to it through your nose and mouth. And that's the immune system. It's the mucosal immune system.
Yes,
First
exactly right.
season, and it develops secretory IgA, and that's the sort of stuff that stops you getting it next time. That's the sort of stuff that produces herd immunity. If you inject it into your muscle, you're bypassing. It's like you've got a medieval city under siege, and they're focusing on the keep rather than the walls around the city that are there to keep out the invaders.